Hello and welcome to the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. We have a pretty good show for you today, guys. But first, we're going to introduce everyone. We got Nasty Nate here.
Take it easy, Jono here.
And Dandolph the Wise.
Awesome. On today's show, just a few things. Do you guys suffer from gamers fatigue? Also, I talk about Tiny Tina's Wondrous D&D FPS RPG delight. PSVR 2 might be delayed till 2023, and Dandolph talks about movie adaptations from video games. Canada gets shafted on pricing and releases of tech. Unreal Engine 5 is out.
It is. It's true.
I didn't know that until just now.
All right. Well, we have an intro clip. I got a pretty funny clip.
Nice.
Okay, hit us.
I got a funny clip. Let's try to share it here. This is a side quest. There's a side quest from Ghostwire Tokyo. Someone is in a public washroom making unholy noises. There is a spirit in the washroom, so I go check it out.
What the fuck?
He needs toilet paper.
There's a ghost in the shitter who needs some toilet paper.
Whoops. There's a ghost in the shitter that needs some toilet paper. And he's just like, oh! And I was like, oh, man, I hear you. And he wants more. I had to give him more than one roll of toilet paper.
So you have to go look for more rolls of toilet paper?
I already had them in my... Yeah, he shit himself. And I'm like, this guy shit himself to death. And he still needs more.
Can you open the door?
He's like, oh, I think that's blood.
Wiped enough.
You've wiped enough.
There he is.
What the fuck?
Can you read the subtitles?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ready to pass. I'm ready to pass on now. That is funny.
That's like one of us.
And I'm like, he's like, I can relate. And he's like,
Could you imagine?
That
Not
was
being
his
able to die until you took a shit until you
That was his
finished.
unfinished business. That was
Yeah.
his unfinished business.
Yeah, that's
That's
I was
funny.
fucking laughing, man. Oh my god.
That's good stuff.
But like he's like the main character was saying the exact same thing I was saying like over the video. I was like, man, I can relate. And then it like the subtitles was like, I can relate to this. It's like this guy shit himself to death. Like he must have died on the shitter. Because at the beginning
On
when
the
everyone dies in Tokyo, it's because of some explosion that happened or whatever. So whatever they were doing,
okay.
I guess, at the time of the thing is what
Uh-huh.
happened. So this guy was shitting in a public park restroom and he
He
That's
died
fucking
right
funny.
there on
On
the
the
shit.
I've got a few things, just a couple of things I'm going to throw out there. First of all, check out my new hat from Shorty's Sandwich Shop here in Nepean, Ontario, or Ottawa. Look at that baby.
I've had a
Gotta
shorty
support-
sandwich.
Support your
Shorties.
local businesses, guys.
I've
Have
had
I
a
ever
shorty
had
sandwich.
shorties?
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
remember
freaking
if-
great.
It's I don't
Yeah,
know.
you've
I
had
have.
one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
How was
Delicious sandwiches.
It's
delicious
Side
sandwiches.
Nathaniel's like
Yeah, but it was years ago that I had
Yeah.
that I had it.
really.
Oh
They're
man,
great.
I love a good sandwich. It's one of my favorite foods. Like a nice toasted sub or something, or just any type of sandwich toasted.
When I go there, when I go there, I get the amore. It's got the feta cheese, the crispy chicken, the provolone. Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
fucking good.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Mhm.
And then I get a little side soup, maybe a fry.
Little dessert
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah, bam. Yeah, dessert. I get a little pecan butter tart.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I don't like
man.
butter tarts unless they've got fucking chocolate in them.
I love
Really?
them.
I
Doesn't
love
matter.
them.
Remember
They're
those
like
old
little
chocolate
mini.
chip ones? Remember the
Yeah,
like
those are great.
flamingo? Was flamingo
Those-
butter tarts?
yeah, these
Remember
ones-
those?
These ones are way better.
I know, but I cannot find. I tried to find those, like reference of those online. I couldn't find a fucking thing about them. Like they don't. Like they
Chocolate
didn't
chip
exist.
ones.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're gone.
I hate-
from
I,
existence from the internet. They're not there. And I was like, I remember these things. Do you not remember them? It was like a blue box. They were called, I think, flamingo butter tarts. That was the name of the brand, I think, and it was like blue. And there were butter tarts with chocolate chips. Do you not remember those?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember those. I don't remember
the box.
Okay, well, I can't find any mention or reference to these. Pam and her whole family think I'm an idiot for thinking that chocolate chip butter tarts exist. I'm like, what are you fucking talking
they
about?
do.
You know what's disgusting? Raisin butter.
No,
That's
tarts.
what everybody. That's what everybody
Fuck,
eats
that's
is
gross.
raisin butter tarts, and I'm like, this
I'll
is
still eat those.
disgusting. Like, why
Just
would
like
you want
oatmeal
raisins?
raisin cookies? Like
Why would you
oatmeal
want
raisin
raisin
cookies. Like,
in anything? I don't want to
Ugh.
eat raisins ever in anything.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I want raisins in something? It's so stupid.
It's fruit.
remember when you get the
Who gives
remember
a
you get
shit?
the
That's not
little box of raisins in Halloween? Fuck those things.
Halloween. Oh yeah.
If you gave
That's as
out
bad as
boxes,
the giving
if you
me
gave
a-
out boxes
an
of
apple.
raisins
Fuck
for
you.
Halloween, fuck
Or
you.
chips, friggin' Coke. I hated
No, it's like
that shit.
no, it's like you get a whole
Coke, a
bag,
big can
you
of
get your whole
RC Cola.
pillowcase. You get your whole pillowcase like fucking chips, bag of chips, and then someone tosses in a Coke in there and just crushes them all.
Yeah.
An RC
You're like-
Cola.
You're like, thanks. And then he's like,
And
hey,
they drop it in your bag too. So
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
You just dropped your whole bag, smashes everything.
fuck.
Nice.
And then they're like, here's your box of raisins.
oh gee, thanks, man.
Thanks for the box
What
of
a
raisins.
joke.
well, I saw the Uncharted movie.
So did I.
Oh yes.
So did I. I enjoyed
Directly
it.
pertains to my some subjects I'll be talking about later.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's right.
Well, let me tell you, it was entertaining. I
Yeah.
liked it, but I didn't really expect much. Really,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how good could it be? I mean, it looks pretty. Like the trailer looks quite outlandish. You know what I mean? Like it was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but comparing it to the game is not really fair because it's like one of the best games ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
True.
damn good. But also with that
Wait.
type of movie, you're comparing it to like what are you comparing it to? What
All the other Tomb Raider movies, which are shite. This is way better than any other Tomb Raider.
Oh,
movie.
I don't even think of those. I'm thinking like
Really?
National Treasure,
Well, that's the
Goonies, Indiana
I
Jones.
suppose.
Yeah.
Like
No, it
forget
doesn't
Tomb
hold the
Raider.
it does. It doesn't hold a light to those, but those aren't
Yeah,
video
that's what I'm
games.
saying. No, but I'm saying like the puzzle mystery type, like archaeological thing. It isn't obviously as good as those movies, but it was fun. Like it was still fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
But it was a bit too PG, I feel.
yeah, and it was very.
You know what I mean? Like there was a girl with like these knife things and like she's just like slashing everybody up and like I didn't see a drop of blood or anything, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you do. Yeah, you do. I won't tell you on who, but
Barely. Yeah. I know what you're talking
Oh,
about and it was
okay.
horrible. It was just like
yeah, it was brutal.
it was just like a red
I'm like-
line. I'm like,
I was like, he should be like,
yeah, he should be
In a
bleeding
pool of
a
blood.
lot more.
Was it
Like,
was it CGI blood? I can't stand when I see
no,
CGI
there was like
blood.
no blood. There was like no blood.
Oh.
It's like make it look real or don't fucking do it or don't show it on
Yeah.
the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what happened to tangible special effects anymore, man? Anyway, that's a whole other fucking discussion.
Anyway, it was okay. It was good.
yeah. it was
I
okay.
want to see
What,
it.
what would
I'll
you
probably
give it?
see
What would you give it out of 10?
7.1.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7.
Maybe a 6.9.
Like, have you guys watched the new
Oh,
Tomb
that's
Raider
better.
with the new girl?
Yeah, I saw that one.
It was good.
No, who is it
It's
again?
okay.
Michael Fassbender's wife or girlfriend.
Oh, I don't think I know her.
Lucky her.
I've never seen any of those movies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Lucky her. I just heard that. I just didn't wonder.
I've got some stuff going on, you know.
For a
My
capture
monitors.
time? For banter.
No, well, for banter. Just you know, my monitor's been shutting off on me. I went through all this troubleshooting stuff. Landed on replacing my power supply. So far, so good. I've gamed. I've left it on. I've stressed it. Monitors aren't shutting off. The computer's not rebooting.
So you thought it was your power supply? That's weird.
I was thinking it was the graphics card. And so far, it is not the graphics card.
Well, you'd think that would be the first thing.
Yeah. Well, and then
It's tough. It's a tough
yeah,
troubleshooting.
it's
that
tough. It's
shit.
fucking bullshit, man. And you go crazy because you got to get rid of all the software stuff about it, and then you drill it down to the hardware, and you're like, oh, hopefully it's not the graphics card because I don't want to go a week or two without my RTX 3080. But, so far so good.
I heard the Founders Editions were having issues with overheating memory on the cards.
Really, eh? I also have to send my Mega Mods PS5 controller back because the LED on the back is stuck on like full blast. So if I turn on the controller, it's like bing, and these LEDs are like
on the back
blasting. Yeah, you know how you switch the mods and like the control schemes and stuff. The LEDs will flash on the back, so you know where you are. I guess they're just all of them are solid, bright. 100%, and it's like beaming across the room, and I'm like playing PlayStation, and I was like, "What the hell is that light?" Like,
just like laser beaming like
everywhere. I'm like, I don't know, I can't shut it off, but
it's
the
like
controller still
holes
worked.
In your walls.
Yeah, the controller still worked, so it was just super annoying to play because the light was so bright.
Just put some fucking electrical tape over top.
Yeah, but I have the warranty, so why not get it fixed while it's under the warranty?
You have to send it back to them.
Yep. So that's gone. That's on its way. It's on its way.
Should have done it yourself like me. Crack her open.
No,
put in the back buttons.
Destroy my microphone button.
Who uses that anyway? Nobody cares. I actually.
So is your microphone stuck on all the time now?
No, it doesn't exist in my controller.
The microphone at all.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Like I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 yesterday on PS5, and in the lobby, literally all I could hear through the microphone and for the speaker on the controller was everybody's fucking microphone. Like, why would I want to hear? I don't want to hear people, like 25 people in the fucking lobby talking and breathing into their.
That was on PC too.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? So I had to like go in the main PS5 options and turn off voice chat in game. You can't do it inside the game.
Oh, really?
So stupid. But anyway, like I'm never gonna use that. I don't care that the microphone in my controller is broken. I have my own microphones.
So the Chrono Cross remaster, I've been watching a lot of reviews. I've played the game. Jonathan's played the game. I don't think it'd be beneficial for us to get it because of what they didn't do. They didn't really do anything to the game. But Daniel, if it goes on sale, it's definitely a buy for you. They say it's really nice to play on the Switch handheld while it's in handheld mode.
Why would that be?
Oh, it's on Switch. On Switch, it could be cool.
Yeah, like handheld mode, just because the graphics, right? When it's on that small of a screen and the resolution's that small.
Yeah, I guess
like it looks and handles pretty good with the. But they said PC is just like, it's disgusting. They like smooth. They had like this. They redid the graphics, so it's like it looks like a painting. Like the backgrounds, the CG backgrounds look more like a painting now versus the old shitty CGI that they used.
Yeah,
like the pre-rendered stuff. Yeah, but it's definitely a play if you haven't played it before. I probably won't buy it unless it's like $10. Maybe I'll wait for it to come out on the phone.
I probably won't. I would not buy it.
I just want to hear that music again.
Yeah,
in context.
Oh, and they didn't remaster all the music. They like remixed one of the songs or something. That's what I heard.
That's what I read in the when I watched the Nintendo. What's it called?
People are saying that this thing was the bare minimum. They did the bare minimum remaster. Where's my bunny ears? Remaster of this game, and it's a fucking shame. It's a shame. So I'm not going to give them money. I already played it, so.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it depends how much it is. Like I'm being very careful with my spending lately.
Not me.
So I don't know. Because if it's like what, $70, like no way.
No, it's the $25 right now. I think.
Oh, whatever. If you're playing it for the first time, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, if you're playing it for the first time, it's worth. It's worth $25. It's just they say that, like the frame rate is really bad on everything. Like, how can it be bad? Like, what the fuck are they doing?
How do you have a bad frame rate on a game that's?
It's like I have a RTX 3080 and it's getting
20 years old. 20.
Yeah.
20 some years old.
I don't know. Again, this is one of those things where you can't take what other people say as gospel until you try it, because like they could be like, oh, this frame rate sucks, but I tried. I'm like, it's fucking fine. Like, what do you mean? I don't know. You always got to try shit and see. I never take anybody's word for anything anymore, ever. And that comes from not trusting movie critics, game reviewers, and all that stuff. I don't even know if I've ever agreed with any review I've ever read or been like, the specific issues, cons they bring up. Like, shut up. Just shut your fucking mouth.
Why you read them, bro?
Well, because I want to see the game in action. I like the IGN game reviews when they show the gameplay and they talk about it a bit. And when it comes to the pros that they talk about, I'm like, okay, cool. But when it comes to the cons, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll be the judge of that when I play
you
it.
believe
So
they're pros but not their cons, bro?
Yeah.
The hell, man.
Sure. Pros are a little bit more agreeable, I find, because everybody's different in terms of what makes or breaks something. But when it comes to something that's just objectively cool and good, then sure.
Yeah, which brings us back to gamers complaining too much. Maybe they just pick too much at the game.
I don't know. But again, it's so subjective. Just try the game, get it on sale, especially if you're concerned. Whatever.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll look forward to that then.
Do you have anything for a correction corner?
Oh yeah, just something quick. Last time I was saying I was playing Watch Dogs 2. It's not Watch Dogs 2. It was Watch Dogs Legion, which is the newest one.
Oh, number 3 then.
Yeah, not 2.
Oh. I had thought about bringing up the fact that I kind of sort of fixed my mic sound. Does that count as a correction corner item?
I don't know.
I don't know how, but it sounds better this episode and last. So hopefully we can keep it up. Because I sounded like shit for the first 7 episodes.
I also sounded like shit last episode. And the reason was because my noise filter on my microphone was cranked to the max. So it was...
Last episode too?
No, last
I
episode.
don't remember. The one before the one we just put out. 2 episodes ago.
No, it was last episode, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. It sounded fine, I think. Anyway.
No, it was last episode.
It was last episode.
Oh.
My voice was just completely squashed in like the detail.
And it was the noise reduction?
Yeah, it was cranked because I had it on NVIDIA broadcast instead of my straight microphone.
Uninstall that shit. Just get rid of it. Not worth it.
Cool. Well, I think that's it. I just thought it would be funny to mention it because you guys sounded so good for the first... Well, you've always have. And then I'm just like finally jumping on.
Well, you know what they say, Dan? You've got a face for radio. I mean, a voice for radio.
Funny guy here. George Costanza.
Should we move to game time? Is this...
Yeah, sure. Anybody have anything?
I've got a few things, yeah. Game time!
I was just going to talk about Unreal Engine 5, really. I guess we could bring this into game time. Did you have notes on Unreal Engine 5? It was released
No.
to the public.
Yeah, but
a negative.
I was going to try it out.
Yeah, me too.
I watched the video. What's it called? I watched the state of play or whatever the hell it was.
With that super nerdy dude?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What was his name? Tim something? Holy
I don't know,
smokes.
but I'm like, they're making a presentation to the world, and
they choose this guy?
The guy they choose to present this? Like, what the hell is
He was so nervous and anxious and like...
this like
What was it?
nerdy fucking guy.
Is it because he would have known the most about it? Like, don't they have to
Yeah,
choose
he was like
somebody who
this.
has
He was like the
most?
Must
CEO
be.
guy.
Like, I guess they don't
Yeah,
care about
bad
that. It's
guy.
like they're not gonna.
Because those guys aren't fucking performers and like
Yeah,
So
TV
what? You
stars.
can have someone just read off a teleprompter. Like, what's the big deal? Have someone, but I guess
And he was
I'm
so
wrong.
they're not gonna have like
awkward and nervous.
an actor or something come in and do it. Obviously.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
my
he
point.
was a bit awkward, that's for sure. I mean, but it looks sweet. Like it's
Yeah,
going to be a
it's-
big deal. Like Lumen, for a couple of reasons. Lumen is probably the biggest thing, which is like the illumination system, the global illumination system. So, what is a global illumination system? Well, typically, I guess when they were making games or when they were making like a scene, the light source in the scene would just like directly light any objects in its path. But the light wouldn't bounce off of those objects to create light around, like in the scene, which is what light does realistically, right? So previously, before Lumen or before ray tracing as well, you'd have to do that with like textures. You'd have to create the textures in the scene.
Ew, with
to-
light on them.
Yeah, with the light on them, which is
Wow.
called light mapping. So they would have to do that. So if you change around the scene a little bit, that would like kind of affect the light and the way things look. You would have to redo all the textures. So it was like a process that was kind of annoying and a lot of
Sounds
work.
like a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but-
that sounds like a fucking pain.
So, like, that was before, like, ray tracing has, like, a global illumination system that uses hardware to kind of calculate all the light bouncing everywhere, which, like, will light up the scene. That's what ray tracing is. Well, it's part of ray tracing. But with Lumen, it's a real-time global illumination. So it does all of that on the fly. So if you have a scene and you move something to, like, block the light, move something in front of the light source, it will affect everything in the scene realistically, and like it will reduce the kind of the brightness of the of the scene in real time. You know what I mean?
And they can finally do that in 2022. It's pretty crazy, eh?
Yeah,
It's
I like.
now they
yeah,
have.
it seems so
the
crazy
means.
that they couldn't do that before. But I saw an example was like a light, the sun shining through a window. It was just a room. It was a render
it was
of a
beautiful.
a render of a
awesome.
room. Yeah, you probably saw the same one. It was
Yeah.
a render of a room, sun beaming through the window onto like a chair. They did it without lumen turned on, and it was just a direct beam of light that just looked like a spotlight, like on the chair. The rest of the room was dark, and like
yeah.
that's not realistic, unless it was like nighttime, I guess, right? It was just like a spotlight. But he
Yeah.
turned lumen on, and the whole room lit up like sunlight. It calculated like the light bouncing off of everything, and like when you look in my room right now, my room is lit up.
Yeah.
And it's not a direct beam through the window on me, you know what I mean? But that's what it is. And they moved something in front of the window with lumen turned on. They moved like a big block in front of the window, and as it covered the window, the room just got dimmer and got dimmer and dimmer until it was all gone.
Did you see the ball in the room? Did they do like the metallic ball? And they shined
no.
like a colored light on it, and then it like reflected that colored light
Yeah.
around the room. Oh man, it was so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it's good. We're just
It's
like
gonna be sweet.
real time.
It's gonna be sweet.
It's kind of like a software ray tracing, right? That's what
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't use the hardware, so you don't need to have like a crazy
Yeah, so
RTX.
the AMD users are gonna.
Yeah,
It's
it'd
gonna
be
be
really
sick,
good for
yeah.
AMD. So anyway, it's going to make for a good product with less work from the developers. So hopefully this will make things better. Should make things better going
And
forward.
I noticed like lighting in video games, like for let's say example Destiny 2. Okay, the lighting in that game is awesome, and it makes the environments just come alive. Like when you're going down in the caves of the moon, or you're going into like this cathedral, like this alien cathedral thing. The lighting they did in that game is unbelievable, and it's before this lumens thing. So like whatever they're doing in that game is incredible.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Lighting is like
incredible.
everything. Lighting
Oh,
is everything.
so good in Destiny 2. It makes the game look so much better because it came out so long ago, and the graphics are still sick, and the lighting is awesome in that game.
Another thing.
It makes me think. It makes me think about all these games that have come out that we love, and that could have benefited from this kind of tech. And it's like, and it starts to. I start to wonder if all these developers are like, "Oh, what game should we go back and remaster these now because of all this tech?" And it's like one of those things as a creative person where you're looking backwards as opposed to forward, and you start wondering if you should like re-record stuff or remake stuff with all this new tech, right? Instead of just kind of moving forward. But there's
Remaster.
nothing you can do about it. Yeah, there's just nothing unless they choose to remaster whatever for whatever reason. It's just one of those things you have to accept. Like the game was made the way it was at that time, and now we have to look forward to like newer
Well,
shit.
funny that you mentioned that, because if it was made in Unreal Engine 4,
That's right.
you can bring it into Unreal Engine 5.
Ooh, that's
apparently
cool.
They
it's
say
like-
it's pretty easy too.
Yeah, you can
Like,
just
easy for
import
them.
assets and import scenes and convert it to Lumen and Unreal Engine 5, which is another big thing.
Wow.
There's tons of assets from like the real world. I guess there was this team. They had a team of people
Yeah, man.
traveling the world, like
It's so cool.
scanning objects and things like rock formations, mountains, and all this shit. They scanned them and they created assets for in the game, and they look super realistic. And you can download them like for free through the app, and use them in whatever you want. Like apparently there's so many different like assets and stuff that are just free to use and download. You can just plop them in your scene, your environment, and it uses and the new technology that it uses for the polygons, nanite or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like before you had to pre-construct your assets with a certain amount, like you would use a certain amount of polygons, and for assets that are further away in your scene, you would make them out of less polygons because they're kind of further away, right? And they don't need to be that detailed. With the nanite system, everything is dynamic and it changes. So something that's far away, it will automatically reduce the amount of polygons that's in that object until it comes closer to the camera, and then it will increase and increase. It's like dynamic resolution almost, but on an asset level. It increases the polygon count the closer you get to the camera. And that's why that Unreal Engine 5 Matrix demo is so sweet. Like,
oh man,
if you bring that into, I guess if you bring it into Unreal Engine, you can import it, and go play around with it. And if you turn on like the nanite view that shows like the polygons on everything, you see like all these millions and billions of little colors, and each color is a polygon. But if you look further in the distance, they're they're bigger and you can see them because there's less of them, right?
Yeah.
So if you zoom into them, they become little tinier and more of them because the model is getting more detailed as you move closer to the camera. So that's a big thing.
I'm excited.
And you're saying so this is a way for them to finally kind of make the execution of draw distance like better, because I've always found that was kind of a
Oh yeah.
shitty thing about
Did
games.
you not
It's
load
just-
up
Yeah,
the Matrix
because you don't need
No,
to
I
have
still-
draw
I
distance
forgot.
now. Well, I guess draw distance was like they would totally remove things
Yeah.
from like
Well,
further
the
away.
texture rendering at a far distance, like when I see it change, I can't stand that. And like when you get closer and like,
Yeah, well, with this,
pop
it's like
in and
it'll
all
just
that
become more detailed as you move closer.
right.
Just like I
like
guess it would.
Morrowind. Morrowind. Or you see absolutely nothing until you're right in front of it.
Yeah.
You could,
Great
yeah. So
graphics.
maybe I'll try play around with it. You could probably,
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
if just
you
like
could make your own
import a
games.
Scene, you can import a scene and do a little.
They give you a game, eh? They give you like a basic game, like a first person shooter or something, or a third person shooter. They give you the whole game, like a demo, and you can go in and change the character models, change the level around, the lighting. And then you can post it and publish it. And there's a whole community about how to build games and shit. It's insane
Oh, yeah,
what they're doing.
So much stuff for free now. You can get like education and tutorials. And
I wondered how they make
it's
their
probably
money.
like
So if
there's
you
probably
make a
already
game out of
like
it,
a master class or something.
Oh, yeah.
Engine 5
Oh, yeah.
master class. And I think
that'd be sweet.
the one guy I was watching, I forget his name. He said that all of his Unreal Engine 4 tutorials would work on 5. Like you can just go watch them and they would all work on an Unreal
Nice.
Engine 5. So he doesn't have to like update his content or anything. Really, they would all just work.
It's going to be a sweet future ahead of us with all these games that are using Unreal Engine
Yeah.
5.
Let's get on it, developers. Let's do it, man.
There's a few coming out the end of the year, I think. You're not going to see most of them till like next year, I think. Next year. But they look
I
good.
mean,
'Cause
what has it
Fortnite-
right now? Fortnite.
Fortnite is the only
just-
one that has it right now.
Yeah.
Because they were
But
ironing
they
out all the
just
bugs.
kinda, I
in
think they
Fortnite.
just kind of moved it over though, didn't they? They didn't like build it ground up.
Oh yeah, well, no, but now they ironed all the issues out, all that stuff. Like it was a testing ground, right? Fortnite for the Unreal 5. And now they're like, okay, it's ready to go. And they sent everything out.
Huh.
So it's going to be sweet. All right, guys. So my little discussion is gamers fatigue. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I might have an idea.
Like
Why
my
don't you
back?
go give us your definition
All right.
of
It's a real
gamer's
thing.
fatigue.
My neck?
Okay. No, that's
My back?
That's gamer
Gamer neck. My eyeballs?
gamer neck. It's a real thing, guys. I experience it a lot. I suffer from gamer fatigue a lot. From time to time, like I'll have like time to game. I'll sit down to game at my PC or PS5, and I don't know what to play. I'm not in the mood to play anything. I have hundreds of games, and I spend like 45 minutes looking through my games list, and I'm like, and then you start up a game, right? You start up a game for like 10, 20 minutes. You're like, I'm not feeling it. And you shut it off. And then you go to another game, and do I really want to play this? Do I really want to spend 6 hours playing it? You're like, that is gamer's fatigue. There's too much choice. There's too much
I do
choice.
not suffer from gamer's fatigue.
No way. That's
Because I just play Apex Legends.
so I've read a couple articles on Reddit, and this one user deleted says, I'll put it this way. If you had a whole carton of cigarettes or a whole case of beer, you would feel guilty for not completing. Would you feel guilty for not completing every single one, every single beer or cigarette?
I don't think so.
Gaming past a certain point, the point where you feel obliged to game or obligated to game rather than compelled to, can be harmful.
Interesting.
And I was like, yeah, man, that sometimes I'm just like, what am I doing? And I'll flip through fucking games for like an hour, and then I'll just
That's
end
the
up
behavior
turning it off.
of an addict, ladies and gentlemen. An addict.
Okay, like it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
That's funny.
You are addicted to games.
Maybe I'm looking for like a new, like a super driven like story game that grips me and won't let go, like Ghost of Tsushima or Red Dead 2 or Uncharted. Or it's just so much content that they're all competing for my attention, and I don't know which one to play.
Because you have access to
Overload.
too much.
Is that what it is? You think that's a big part
Yes,
of it, eh? When
you
you
have
have
fucking
access to
Steam.
everything.
In
Game Pass.
1995, you did not have a library
One
with
game.
thousands of
Yeah.
games, and you weren't an adult, so you couldn't buy anything you wanted. You, in your own words, went into the town and waited in line at Game Tech
Game tech.
to grab that one copy of
Oh yeah,
Harvest
Harvest
Moon.
Moon.
That's how
And it was one of the best gaming decisions you probably ever made.
I don't know how many hours I put in that bad boy, but like gamer's
not like-
fatigue, it sucks.
It's
Like,
not
I
like
just
you
want a
could just
game.
order them and you were just like, I can have any game I want.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now
it's
it's different.
I just want a game, and you
It
sit
affects
down
your
and you can't game.
experience now. It affects
Yeah.
your experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And this
But
one
also,
guy
you're
on,
desensitized to games in general.
well, yeah.
Whereas back then, it was like every game you loved, almost. Like, what game did you hate back in the day? You ever think of that? You ever hate a game? It's like, I hate this game. No, because you were a kid and you fucking loved every game. Because you didn't play that many games, so every game was sweet.
Yep.
Pretty much.
It's crazy. So this Mike Fahey from Kotaku wrote a little piece about it as well. He says, I find myself just staring at my Steam list, trying to choose a game I might actually play through. And even when I do get the surge to say, yes, I'm in the mood to play that, I put it on, and again, like me, 10 or 20 minutes later, I've lost all enthusiasm and end up back at square one, either looking down my Steam list again or simply browsing the internet to take my mind off the whole debacle. Like sometimes even browsing for a new game to buy. You know what I mean? Like I do that sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing?
That's sick. You're
Like, I
sick.
don't need. I know.
You have an illness.
But the
And I'm
think
like,
about
I
how
don't
much-
need to go spend $50 on a new game that I won't fucking play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that happens in all walks of life, too, though. Even Netflix is the
Because
same.
you
I'll
got to
fucking
choose
sit
one
there for
game
an hour,
and just
just
get
like,
super good at it and play for 1,000 hours,
Yeah.
and then you move on.
Fuck. It bothers
That is
me.
not what I thought gamers fatigue would be, but that's interesting. I've still been playing some Sea of Thieves, but longer than I think I've ever played it, which is funny. And I think that's because there's just so much more fun to be had in it now. But I got some funny stuff to talk about with it. It's just kind of little things that kind of come up. first of all, I ended up getting the Black Pearl ship because I was like, it's like $20. Fuck it. So I bought it. I don't.
I
care
spent
at all.
I spent a lot on Fortnite last night.
Accidentally.
So yeah, I got the Black Pearl. They call it Eternal Freedom because I guess they can't obviously use the words that
Yeah.
Disney has coined. I also got the Royal Revenge ship. Okay, I bought another one because it was just too sick, and that is like Queen Anne's Revenge, which is Blackbeard's ship in the Pirates movies, I think. So it's probably modeled after that one. It's also so sick, and I just love cruising around in the Queen Anne's Revenge because we mostly use it just to grief people because it's called Queen Anne's Revenge.
Okay, is it extra? Like, do you get extra firepower and shit
fast?
with this stuff? Like,
No, it's all cosmetic.
It's
just
all
like
cosmetic.
Just like the guns and the
Or it'd be pay to win, like
yeah,
fucking.
so
it'd be-
saying,
yeah, it's just like the guns,
Queen's
and
Revenge
the
sounds
clothes
sweet.
and whatever.
oh, it's got 55 more cannons than this other ship.
That would be so. That would be sweet, but they can't. They just have to
Imagine.
have a level playing field.
Just decimating everybody on the 7 seas.
The ship is like $200. People just fucking buying it to just destroy everybody.
That'd be
I would
sweet.
never spend that much, but it is awesome, and it's cool because you can get like collectors. There's different versions of each ship piece. Like you can get the collector sails, which are like an additional, they're not that expensive, but you have to like pay an extra on top of the sails that you already got. So like the Black Flag one, obviously I got the collector sails because they're the ones with all the holes in them, which is sweet. And the Queen Anne's Revenge ones are cool because it's just like, the description says it's as if they're restored to their former glory. So all the gold gilding is like new and fresh and stuff. It looks awesome. So I got some sweet ships and I've only been using those just to go around. We were playing the other night. I don't think I told you guys. It's hard to keep track of what I've mentioned now in our group chat, but we've suffered like the biggest loss I think we have ever suffered. And it was 10:30. I had already been playing since 7. My buddy Richard Roma was on with me and
Say his
Thrillhouse.
real name.
It's his gamer tag, Richard Roma. I think that's from Steven Seagal movie.
His real name.
I thought it was his real name.
We're playing, and Kyle, his first name's Kyle, but he's like, I'm gonna leave at like 11. I was like, okay. Thrillhouse is like, let's do a fort. I was like, a fort at 10:30? Okay, we'll try it out.
Is that like a raid?
Maybe it shouldn't.
Like a
Yeah,
dungeon?
it's like a dungeon. It's like it shouldn't take more than half hour, 45 minutes. I was playing till 2 a.m. because we got ambushed while we did all the work. There's 18 waves of skeletons, and it's the most challenging fort in the whole game right now. There's different versions of it, and there's a skull cloud that comes in the sky, and it's got like red eyes, and the red eyes is the
elite.
most challenging fort.
Or the heroic version.
What do you get from these? Just like coins?
Oh, just copious amounts of booty, of loot, treasure.
Booty. Give me that booty.
If you can pull it off, if you can get through those 18 waves that take, I don't know how long it takes, at least an hour, plus bosses and skeletons of waves of skeletons coming at you, plus like different bosses.
Wow.
How do you fight bosses
once-
in that game? Like with
It's-
your little shitty sword. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it takes
and
a while.
your musket that you have
They're
to.
just hacking at the fucking guy.
It's so stupid.
Well, that's why it's so funny. It's such a funny game because it's just inherently, it's made by Rare, and I think they developed Banjo-Kazooie, right? Which makes total sense. So anyway, yes, we get through all those waves. We kill all those bosses. We get the key. But before we got the key, the boss drops the key. You go use that key to unlock the treasure room, and you get all the treasure. But I think on like the last wave, we had 2 ships, 2 different crews come to the place. And we were like, oh, God. And I had spent, I don't know how much time. It's 12:30 a.m. at this point. And I'm like, and we have one of our other buddies, Bartender Joe, is his gamer tag. He joins us too at the nick of time. I was like, we need your help, man, because we're getting griefed here. And I want this treasure now that I've sunk, I don't know, an hour and a half. Yeah.
Can other players see the same skull in the sky as you?
Yes.
That's why they go.
And
Okay.
that's the thing. It's so competitive. When players see this red skull,
Everyone fucking goes there.
they know, oh shit, oh, and some of them will go and just kind of camp and see if anyone else is parked there
oh,
that they're
fucking
doing.
cocks.
It's brutal. I've never hated any other online players than Sea of Thieves, but I just have to respect them because of how good some of them are at playing the game. And again, a lot of them are on
swinging the
PC,
sword.
so you just don't stand a chance. And that's why I think I get so frustrated because I'm just terrible in PvP at that game. So as soon as I see them coming, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm going to be struggling for the next 2 hours. But anyway, they ended up griefing us, and we formed an alliance with one of them. But our buddy bartender Joe just ruined the alliance, and he powder kegged their ship.
Rebel Alliance.
So he blew them up with a he blew them up with a powder keg, and I was like, no. And we don't know why he did it. I think he just because he didn't really trust them, so he just
I don't trust these guys. Boom.
ended up ruining everything. And we were just struggling, and it ended up this other crew was playing psycho head games and like tucking on our ship like stowaways, so they'd hide on our ship, and then they'd come and kill us, and then we'd have to respawn, then we'd have to go all the way back to the fort. It was just a nightmare, and the other guys were so ambitious, and I was like, I know when I'm done here I should go to bed, but I tried to keep playing for them, and I was like, let's see if we can maybe pull it off. It was brutal.
No.
I don't think I've ever been so stressed playing an online game.
Question though, isn't it crossplay? So can you turn off crossplay so you don't play with PC guys, or is one of your guys PC?
Sometimes we have two PC players that play with us, so it might be okay. They're kind of our knight in shining armor when it comes to PvP. I mean, I've killed my fair share of people when I needed to, but other times it's just like, oh, I got one shotted again in the face of the fucking blunderbuss because he can turn faster than I can. So I cranked my sensitivity. But yeah, there is an option. There's in the menu when you go to load up, it says prefer players with keyboard. And I was like, I'll leave it. Okay. And we'll just kind of, because then it hardens me, makes me better.
Battle hardened.
Yeah,
blunderbuss to the face, just a big hole in the ice.
But it's hard because I increase my sensitivity because when they jump at you and they get behind you, and as soon as if you have a shitty sensitivity, they get behind you and they're a PC player, you're dead. So I had to crank it so that I can just turn faster and keep swiping. And the thing about that game is that if you're on target with your cutlass, you can string up the attacks a lot faster, which I might have mentioned before. So as long as you're swiping at them and you got them right in front of you, you stand a chance if you can get at them. But again, it's just one of those things where, yes, I was stressed, I was pissed off, but I already got a couple hauls in that night, and I should have been so angry. And then I woke up the next day, I was like, oh man, it's just a game. I gotta stop. I gotta keep remembering. The whole point is called Sea of Thieves. That's what the game is about: is people taking your shit and who's
pirates,
the better.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pirates.
But like you got to know that because of the way the game is, when you start that game up, your whole session could be lost.
Yeah.
Your whole session can be lost, and it's fucking
That's why.
brutal.
And I'm always the voice of reason. I've kind of made it my role in the crews. It's like my title's merchant sailor, and Thrillhouse is very ambitious. And sometimes he knows. He's like, oh, I got too greedy. I was like, yeah, man, we had so much shit we could have gotten traded in. But it's funny because it's just all part of the gamble. So sometimes I'll be like,
that's the gamble, yeah.
Get overextended.
I'll be like, guys, I'm really getting a feeling we should trade this in right now. I got this feeling. And they're like, okay, we'll do that. Like, yeah. And then we trade it in and everything goes well. We get our gold. We got a modifier on, so we get bonuses. And it goes well. Other nights, it's just shit. But it's sweet, though, because you do, like, Season 6 has, like, unique events now, like time-limited shit. So we got this cool Jailer's Cutlass from doing this one quest where this Captain Flameheart, who's like a skeleton lord, and you get, like, a sweet, like, bejeweled Jailer's Cutlass at the end of it.
A bejazzled.
But the cool thing is, if these players don't do it, then they'll never get that reward. I got this rare achievement, and only 3.24% of players are getting this rare achievement. That means they're barely even doing the sea forts, let alone the quest that allows you to get the Jailer's Cutlass. So the developer was like, we like the idea that your appearance in the game is like kind of tells a story of what you've done.
Yeah,
which is
it
really
should be
cool
that way.
Yeah, because now I have this Jailer's Cutlass, and if somebody sees me, holy shit, what fucking sword is that, man? Well, if you didn't do the event, you'll never get it.
And then you can be like, I'll sell it to you, NFT.
Yeah. But our buddy Terminator had it somehow, and he never plays the game. His first real good time playing it was yesterday. I showed him the ropes a bit, and he's got it because I think he joined in our crew for like 10 minutes when we did that one quest and then left. So he's got the Jailer's Cutlass, and he doesn't even play. Me and Richard Roma got a rare achievement called "Smile, you son of a," and then the ellipsis. The description is you killed a shark with a gunpowder keg. So it's a direct Jaws reference, which was hilarious because he was just like, I'm gonna swim up to the shark, shoot it while I have the powder keg in my hands. I was like, okay, boom, and the whole fucking shark explodes. Kyle explodes, he dies, and only 1.74% of players unlock this. That's pretty cool.
It's because who does that?
Well,
Like,
why
who
would
It's also
thinks-
like
who thinks
not
to do that?
all 100% of those people are playing the game. It's probably people who
Yeah.
downloaded the game.
But again, that's still
I
a lot
have
of
it
people.
downloaded. I never fucking play it.
I got another one called the Skullduggers. So you played the same sea shanty in a band of 5 pirates. So there's a max crew of 4. So obviously we just played music on our shitty little instruments with other Alliance players. I don't know. It's fun, man. I love that.
Can you
game.
pick
That's
up
really?
like new sheet music for your instruments? They should do that.
I don't know. I don't know if
I
you
remember
can get
just
more
standing at the
shanties.
top of the crow's nest and playing fucking
Yeah. But it's funny because what else is there to do when you're sailing from one island to the next and it takes 5 minutes or whatever?
Yeah.
You're just like,
look.
I like the lute. I would play the lute. I think there's a
yeah,
lute.
they had like the little banjo and the
banjo,
hurdy-gurdy.
Heard the hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Is that thing with like
Sweet.
a winding thing? It's
That's
like
the one where you
Yeah,
crank
yeah.
it.
the hurdy-gurdy.
So those are my Sea of Thieves updates. It's a lot of
Cool.
fun, and it's just one of those things where I have to remember not to get so upset when my shit gets stolen, because if they're better than me, they're better than me.
I jumped into the new Hearthstone expansion. It's called the Voyage to the Sunken City. They've got some cool new mechanics. They've got this thing called Colossal cards, where it's a legendary card. You put it down and it has appendages. So like if you put down this giant octopus, let's say, it'll spawn like 4 smaller minions, and they'll kind of have like something to do with the main minion. So the main minion will do something for these, let's say, tentacles, and have like extra things to do. It's pretty cool. As always, there's a deck that pops out like the first couple of days that's just ridiculously stupid, and right now it's called the Switcheroo Priest, where
Priest.
the
My
combo is
man.
honestly it's 2 cards and they're cheap as fuck. So you can get it done within 2 or 3 mana, and you have 2 12/12 minions on board by 3 mana.
What are their rarity? What rarity are the cards?
Though the one that triggers it, like it's a new priest card that was printed, so that's just a blue, so that's a rare. So it pulls out, it draws 2 minions and swaps their stats. So everyone's just doing a bunch of spells and then have 2 minions in their deck. So one will be this cheap minion or whatever, and the other one's like a dragon, which is a 12/12. And the first minion, the battle cry is make a copy of it. So it's like it pulls the dragon, swaps the stats, and then you place this Murloc on the board and it copies itself, and it's 2 12/12s. And you smack the guy twice and the guy leaves because it's bullshit. No one has anything to get rid
With
of
charge?
these cards.
They have charge?
No, but like you're at 2 mana. How are you going to get rid of
Yeah,
2
true.
massive cards at 2 mana? Like it's impossible. Like it's very hard to get rid of. So everyone
Well,
just
who could get rid of that? Does Warlock has a 1 mana? 1 mana.
you can silence. That's all. But the only silence card that was just printed is a 3 mana silence. Priest can silence it. I think they have a 1 mana silence. And I think
Okay, so it's
Warrior-
not the actual minion. It's just a minion buffed to the same stat, so you can silence it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
But like
silence it. and
Rogue
it
doesn't
takes
have
the
anything.
Stats down.
Mage doesn't have anything. Like I think
doesn't
Warrior has like a taunt. That
Warlock
might
has
be sticky
deal
enough.
5 damage to yourself and destroy a minion for 1 mana. Don't they? Is that out of play now?
It could be out of play. Like there's a lot of stuff that rolled out, right? So 3 expansions just got rolled out.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's and I just like, let me try this. And I made the clip of it. I was like, let me try this deck. And I won 2 in a row. Like it's
They'll nerf it.
ridiculous.
I'm sure they'll nerf it.
I'm hoping they do because I hate Priest. I hate playing Priest. I hate playing
I love
against Priest.
Priest is my
I
main.
hate him.
I had over 2,000 wins with Priest.
I
think
hate
had
him.
20, almost 2,500 wins with Priest.
Have you
But,
guys been playing this regularly? I haven't heard much of you guys playing Hearthstone at all.
Well, I pick it up
lately.
every once in a while.
I stopped playing a while ago. I only play Battlegrounds, which is like the different game mode. It's just much. It's much less.
Rage-inducing.
Rage-inducing, yeah. It's just like
right now I'm doing Mech Mage is a big one right now. It's pretty fun. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm liking it.
I would just rather not like go through all the trouble of making the decks and.
But that's the
dusting
thing,
all the
right?
Cards, buying packs. No.
I had like 2,000 coins, so I got like 20 packs.
I have 1,000 coins, but I would rather buy the Battlegrounds perks for 2,000.
But what's nice is they rolled all those 3 expansions out, so there's not much to really learn other than the new expansion, right? Because all the new decks are like 90%.
Yeah, I've missed the last. I think I've missed the last 3 expansions.
So it's not. It wouldn't be hard to get into this expansion because they rolled out the 3 old ones. It's not too bad. Me and the guys started playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. It is fantastic. It's great. Great party game, co-op 4-player. It's like an RPG D&D style. So you've got like a dungeon master who's telling the story while you're playing like the D&D story, but it's like first person RPG shooter. Oh, it's really great. The voice acting's phenomenal. They got Andy Samberg there. They got Will Arnett.
Nice. Arnett.
It's really funny. It's really good.
Tiny
And we're just laughing. Yeah, I did the stream. I did a Let's Play stream. It's like 3 hours long of us doing the first like bit of it. Oh, it was fantastic. We've got.
Is that how long you'd have to like commit to a session to play? Is it like one of those?
Yeah, it's like a good chunk. So we've put aside once a week. We're gonna get together and do a Let's Play. So Sunday nights are our nights to play Tiny Tina's. We're gonna go in for like another 3 hours or so and just run around. The only thing they don't have like a rolling mechanic. It's kind of weird. Like it's this D&D kind of style game, but they don't have a rolling mechanic for loot. So Jonathan knows that in like MMOs, if the pile of loot falls out of a chest, right, there's some kind of loot mechanics where the dungeon master will say, okay, you have to roll on this legendary piece, and whoever rolls the highest gets the loot. But they don't have that in this, which is strange. So I've installed a bot into our Discord that does the roll, so we can just like slash roll in Discord, and then whoever gets the higher roll will take the root. But that's the only gripe I have with it. But other than that, it's super fun, and it's fast. It runs great. And I'm just shooting stuff. It's really cool. Really cool. And that's what I'm playing. It's crossplay right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. So PS5, PC, Xbox, you can all play together. You got to check it out soon before we get too far into the game, and then we're gonna be at like level 30, and you're gonna start playing.
Ah, yes,
Tiny
of
Tina's.
course.
Tiny Tina's Titty Committee. Moving on to nerd news.
Sure.
The nerdy news.
What do you guys got?
Well,
Jonathan?
so I've been monitoring all these OLED TVs and the new models and all that. And they're already starting to be shipped and ordered in the States. They've been on the website, the Samsung, LG, Sony. They have all the new models 2022 up on their website. You go to their Canadian websites, crickets, nothing. Nothing at all. Not even a mention of new fucking models. Not even a mention, dude. They have prices, release dates in the US, in the UK. Where is the fucking Canadian information?
Why would that be? Why
I don't know. It boggles my mind. You go to Samsung.com, you can fucking order the new QD OLED 65-inch. You can fucking order it. There's the prices there. They're shipping now. Go to Samsung.ca and you type in OLED in the search. Nothing. You get a bunch of fucking Galaxy phones and tablets. Where is the information?
Haven't things always been that way?
You
with
should ask your
Canadian
FOMO.
sites?
Ask your FOMO friend.
Like, what the fuck is going on? And then I had to do some like deep Googling, okay? I actually found the page on bestbuy.ca. You can't search. You can't do this in the search on bestbuy.ca. You can't search Samsung S95B QD OLED. You'll get nothing. You search Google, go to in Canada, the tools, search tools. You type in the model S95B, and magically appears a page from bestbuy.ca showing the fucking QD OLEDs in Canadian dollars. In US dollars, this TV is supposed to be $3,000 US, $29.99 for the 65 inch. On the bestbuy.ca page that I found, $4,300 Canadian. That is not $3,000 US.
Did you check what it should be?
Yes, $3,000 US is like $3,700.
Yeah.
$600 more than in the States.
Is there some sort of like
After
environmental...
finally finding it, I see that we're getting screwed
$600
on the
more.
price too. Like, what the fuck is that, man? That's so stupid.
joke?
We need to ask a
Joke
professional.
$4,300 Canadian
Probably something to do with
instead
our
of
dollar.
$3,700.
I
Like,
was gonna say, what if it's hidden shit in the price?
Maybe we could
that
ask
we obviously
Linus.
don't know
Linus
about?
might know.
Like,
I'll ask
what
Linus.
this is so
call
stupid.
him up.
Now, can I go to the States and buy a TV and bring it across? Because if I
It'll
do
cost
that,
$600 less, that's for sure.
well, I'll have to pay the tax at the border and the duties, which would be, I don't know, a few hundred bucks.
Maybe $100.
I would save like $400.
Yeah.
I already did the calculation. It's so dumb. It just makes me nuts. Anyway, the hype, though, is real on the QD OLED because my boy, Stop the FOMO, he had a live stream of his unboxing of the QD OLED from Samsung. He was the first one to get it. And he did it live on stream, took it out of the fucking box, set it up. He had to do like the firmware update and everything right there on stream. So it was his fresh reaction, his authentic reaction of everything that they were doing. And he compared it to the Sony A90J, which is the king of TVs last year, which cost the same amount for last year's model. It's like 4,300 Canadian for a 65 inch. And it won the shootout that they hold in New York City at Value Electronics, which is like they have all the flagship models. They line them up. They get a bunch of calibrators in. They calibrate everything. And they compare them to this $30,000 Sony like reference monitor that's like 30-inch reference monitor that's 30 grand. So they compare it in terms of color accuracy and all this stuff. And the Sony A90J won the whole thing. And they're comparing it to this TV. And on the live stream, he's going through the demo disc and all that stuff, and like he was just like, "What the? It's brighter. It has more color. It's beats it in everything." And like I watched the stream, I was like, "This looks insane." So like the initial findings of this TV is it's going to be insane, but it's a new technology. It's the first generation, right? So you don't know what it's going to be. What's going to be
Get
like
that
in
extended
6 months,
warranty.
in a year, in 5 years. You don't know. So a lot of people are like, they're asking them, so should I sell my A90J? And they're just like, no, we can't tell you to sell your A90J. It's a QD OLED. We don't know how it's going to last, how it's going to perform, in 6 months. Is it going to have burn-in? Is it going to, is the accuracy going to fall off? It's a completely new technology.
That's weird, but I guess that's everything though, because like even with consoles when they drop, it's like I have a first gen PS5 and I'm just waiting for something to shit the bed. Yours fucking resets on you every time you're playing or whatever, doesn't it? So it's the same thing. You have to allow for that grace period of manufacturer defects or whatever. Whenever
it's
you
just
buy
the cost
these
of
things.
living on the bleeding edge.
It's true.
Well, can't you just get
Bleeding edge.
can't you just get like an extended warranty?
Yeah. But
So.
what do they have? A 2-year extended warranty? Then you're paying an extra $400 from Best Buy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
$400 more.
Yeah.
$5,000 after tax for 65-inch TV. But
Fuck.
that's the bleeding
Yikes.
edge. That's the
So are you going to go to the States to buy a new TV at some point?
That's so
I don't
much
think
Is that
so.
what that means?
I couldn't put it in my fucking car.
Oh yeah.
That's Like, what
How
am I
big was
supposed to
it?
do?
65?
65-inch, yeah.
It'll fit in my VW.
True. But then you're paying for gas. You're paying for tolls. I mean, I think it's still you save $300. I'm like, okay, so do I want to go through all that hassle to save $300?
Plus gas to drive all the way down there.
Yeah.
Write
So it'd
a
be less
letter to
than
Mr. Samsung.
It'd be less than 300. I actually emailed LG this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because LG, same thing, went on their website, on the American website.com, all the new models, LG C2, G2, all the prices, pre-order now. Go to lg.ca. They have the C1, the G1, 2021 models. And I emailed them. It said contact LG. I'm like, contact Mr. LG. Why the fuck don't you have any of the new shit on your Canadian website? Like, what is happening right now? So I
wonder if
emailed
that's because it's do you think it's a marketing thing, like a rollout plan where they have to start with one country, like the
just because we don't have
America
as many
this-
people.
Yeah, we don't have as many people. We have as many people in Canada as they do in fucking California. Okay, like
Still,
Interesting.
they can't copy and paste the fucking website. Like, who cares? Copy it over.
we probably have different
I don't know.
regulations on like what's. Oh, Canada's stupid sometimes.
There's got to be some stupid reason. There's a reason for it, and it's probably stupid. But
Well, we'll see
Like,
what Mr.
Does the Queen
LG
allow this
said.
TV to be sold in Canada?
yeah, just
Get the
royal
Queen to
It's
sign this off.
family
It's being sold in the UK right now. Everything's available.
Oh
in the
yeah,
UK.
right.
But like, Xbox and PlayStation 5 came out in the same fucking day as it did in the States. Like, why is this any different at all?
Yeah.
Maybe
Does it
there's
happen
more
with like
demand.
laptops and stuff? I
No,
wonder.
graphics cards, we got it at the same time.
Yep.
Even the Dell monitor, the QD Dell monitor, could have got it.
Oh, yeah?
Release date from Dell. Where's our prices? Where is our release dates?
I've got a couple of nerd news. Do you have any nerd news, Dan?
I have one. It won't take very long.
Okay. Get this one. Sony invests $1 billion in Epic Games to help build the metaverse.
What?
So I don't know. Is Epic Games going to be building their own kind of metaverse thing, or are they going to be in pockets with Facebook here? Like, that's a lot of friggin' money. Which brings me back to my point of PSVR 2 being PC compatible. Sony dumps $1 billion into Epic Games.
Maybe.
Eh? And they're going to allow the PSVR 2 headset to work with Epic Games Store in some conjunction. Eh?
You may be right.
Epic Games makes more than PC games, though.
But that's what I mean. Like, that's a doorway for PSVR 2
They
to
do
be
have their
PC
own,
compatible.
obviously, huge store on PC, though.
Yep. And with the new Unreal Engine 5 and this metaverse bullshit, like, this is going to be big. This might be a little portal, might be a little bridge to get that PSVR 2 working on PC.
That'll be an interesting.
What they're saying here on Michael Abbott's on Business 2 Community says, as a creative entertainment company, he's quoting the Sony guy, I believe. As a creative entertainment company, we are thrilled to invest in Epic to deepen our relationship in the metaverse field, a space where creators and users share their time. We are also confident that Epic's expertise, including their powerful game engine, combined with Sony's technologies, will accelerate our various efforts, such as development of new digital fan experiences in sports and our virtual production initiatives.
Virtual
I think it's
production.
coming, guys. I think.
I mean, it's not
personally
so.
think.
It's not so inconceivable. I don't think that it's a far fetch or
No,
a
I think
reach.
it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Mark me. Mark me here. I think it's
Make
gonna
make my
words.
words, Julian.
which brings me into my next nerd news is PSVR 2 delayed. Fuck off. Max Freeman from PocketLint says the latest intelligence comes from Ross Young, CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants. He says that the headset will be using AMOLED. Did I say that right?
AMOLED.
AMOLED panels with impressive pixel density for greater sharpness. VR display shipments to rise 50% to greater than 15 million in 2022, despite the delays to 2023 at Apple and Sony. So big jump forecasts in 2023. So I think a lot of people don't know how much this is going to explode. I think this whole metaverse bullshit. Like, I think it's gonna, the whole virtual reality, like, a lot of people are getting into VR now, and I think this guy's thinking Sony's gonna push it to 2023 because of the demand that's gonna happen. But we still have to see like a state of play for PSVR 2, which there's rumors that in the next few months we're gonna see like a state of play on the PSVR 2, which will come with release date and all that kind of stuff. Because we all assumed there was no release date. We all assumed that it was coming out in holiday 2022. We all assumed that. So we don't actually know when it's going to come out. So hopefully they come out with a state of play for PSVR 2 that outlines all of this kind of stuff so we can start putting our monies away.
Well, when $1 billion rolls around in terms of announcements and being invested and shit, like that sounds like some pretty heavy lifting shit. Yep. The big wheels are in motion for something pretty big. So I got some pretty light nerd news in terms of my movie adaptations of video games. I just thought it was cool because I didn't know about some of these, but I'll give a little summary. First and foremost, obviously, the Ghost of Tsushima film. Okay, did you guys know there was a film being made?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Jonathan didn't. It's allegedly being spearheaded by the John Wick director, Chad Stahelski. Did you guys know that?
Nice. No, I did not.
So that's cool. I just found that out. And they've officially found their writer for the screenplay. His name's Takashi Dosher. So a Japanese fellow. I don't know about that last name. Doscher. But he doesn't have any mainstream flicks under his belt, but he's working on something for pretty big studios, MGM included. So it's a pretty big deal. But again, if he's a Japanese guy, I feel like he's going to be probably a little bit more into the authenticity of stuff and getting it right, which is a relief. And the last American samurai film that I actually liked was probably Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, which personally I think is a work of art.
The Last Samurai.
How long ago was that?
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long. Who else is in that movie? Who else? Who's the bad guy?
Oh, you know him. You know his face when you see him. I don't know his real name. But he's in that Scandal show. No, he's in that Scandal show with Kerry Washington. I don't know if you know that show. There's Ken Watanabe, the Japanese guy who's in like Inception,
everything,
and all of Christopher Nolan's movies or whatever. He's probably just in the one of them. I don't know.
He was in.
A lot of people. Oh, the Japanese guy you love. Oh, what's his name? I can never remember his name.
I know his
great.
face. Yeah,
he's in Rush Hour 3.
He played famous Japanese.
I don't remember.
Played Lee's like half brother or something.
This guy Hiroyuka Sanada.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
How do you spell that?
Look him up. You know his name. Hiroyuki.
Yuki
Sanada. Yeah.
Sawano.
I love
Sanada.
him. He is fucking
Sanada.
Awesome.
Sanada.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's who I thought you were talking about. That guy's cool.
Okay. He's fantastic in Last Samurai.
Who was the other guy you were talking about?
Oh, Ken Watanabe.
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe.
He was in Inception.
Oh, yes, that guy.
He was the fake Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
Yeah, fake Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
But if you haven't seen fucking Batman.
So, that was the last American Japanese samurai flick that I really liked. So hopefully it could be really great or it could be super dismissible and I'll have to like erase it from my memory like I did the new Star Wars movies or whatever because like they just were shit. So there could be some sick action films because of the John Wick director.
Chad.
His name is Chad. The director's name is Chad. That's why. Why do I know that name? Chadwick.
What a
Chadwick
Chad.
Boseman. That's the first
Chadwick.
name. Chadwick is the first name. Yeah. Anyway,
Chadwick.
so that'll be cool. Hopefully, we'll find out.
Chadwick, yes.
I also had a note about Uncharted. Apparently, it so far has grossed nearly $400 million, which is, I guess, good.
Apparently, the first weekend it was like an insane.
Yeah,
amount,
it was
and
good.
it's
It was
like-
a good movie.
I think it's because it was like
Well,
the first
It didn't
movie
blow
that
my
came
mind,
out after lockdown, like that last lockdown. Like everyone was going to the movies and
Yeah.
they were seeing it. I think
Yeah.
like I mean,
Yeah, maybe it was just a circumstantial thing, I guess.
I think it
also,
absolutely
right?
was.
Yeah. But this is according to comicbook.com. It has grossed nearly 400 million, which could be a confident start in maybe a long line of Sony video game movie adaptations.
I think
Yeah.
it's more than that, man.
They started
Now.
their
Well,
production
might be
company
by
for
now.
video game to movies.
Is that
Well, there might be a lot of cool shit coming.
credits
I don't know. We'll
generated
see.
international box office? This is
I don't know
February
when this
27th,
article
dude.
was from. Yeah, so by now it's probably made more, but at the time that this article was written, it's at least 400 million, which is good. HBO is allegedly adapting The Last of Us, which is cool, which
Yeah.
is another Naughty Dog's game, which in its own was a masterful work of art. Like
I
it's
have
like
to
watching-
replay number 1 and 2.
It was like watching a movie, just like the Uncharted games. So
Yeah.
it'll probably translate really well into a cinematic
I think I will.
experience. It was awesome. I couldn't stop playing it.
I got
had
to like
studying
a
do
certain.
and
I didn't
exams
finish
to
number
do.
1. I got to a certain point and I got stuck and I was like, and I put the controller down and I never picked it back up.
Oh man,
It was a fantastic game. I remember it being
Big mistake.
like amazing. Yeah.
Big
I gotta redo
mistake.
huge. It was great. Definitely, if you're just super bored and you want to break that gamer fatigue, try Last of Us.
Oh, another one that Hiroyuki Sanada is part of is the new Mortal Kombat movie. He played Sub-Zero.
Oh, sick!
Yes.
I'm a huge fan. I'll always.
And there's
going
gonna
to
be another Mortal Kombat because
He
somebody
was
picked
also
up.
in the
47
MCU,
Ronin.
isn't
He was in that movie with
Yeah,
Keanu.
47 Rona. Yep.
He was a Japanese guy that Hawkeye killed as Ronin. Remember when he
Yep.
went all rogue?
Yep.
He was like in Japan and like he was like talking Japanese and he was
Yeah.
hunting down some gangsters and he killed
Yeah, this guy plays everybody. If there's a Japanese guy in the movie, it's this guy.
I really think it's there's something to do with his voice. Has this
Oh, it's
fantastic
so good.
register, and like he's just like the quintessential. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
He's awesome.
But yeah, so Last of Us, HBO is doing, so hopefully that would be cool. Nasty Nate, you'll be interested to know that Amazon is reportedly developing a God of War series live action.
I don't know if I
According
can
to
trust
comicbook.com,
anything
but-
Amazon does.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Amazon does.
Well, there's little to no details about it right now, but that's even if it ends up happening. This God of War series, live action series from Amazon. So we'll see. But first, they have a lot to prove with their Lord of the Rings one, which comes out
Yeah.
September on Bilbo and Frodo's birthday. So that'll be cool. We'll see. But that's all I have. So Sony, I guess, is allowing these studios to start making, at least get the ball rolling on some adaptations, which is cool. I don't know how I feel about it because you never know. You have such a experience with the video game and you love it so much, and then they start putting it in some other form and you're like, I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. All right, I think that concludes this episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast.
Episode 9.
9.
We're almost at a
so-
milestone, episode 10.
Yeah, episode 10. Let's try to get Matt in for episode 10. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do a little episode 10 guest invitation to our cousin Matt. Like and subscribe. If you guys have experienced gamers fatigue, give me a little comment about that, a little story about that. And yeah, like, subscribe, tell your friends. That's it.
Check you
Thanks
later.
for watching and listening.
Peace.
See ya.